Hello everybody and welcome to Pyromancer Commentaries, aka eFlix. I personally prefer the first one. This will be a solo commentary just by me, Electric Star, for 5 mini-ventures that we skipped over in regards to previous commentaries. The reason why is because, well, I wanted to have a video out on January, and with it being very late into the month, I don't want to miss that cue, so... The animation that we're working on now is taking a while, and will be out hopefully mid-early February, maybe? Yeah. Until then, let's begin with the first commentary, the 24-second long video. Star states the truth. Back when Wreck-It Ralph was brand new, and all that. Yeah, this was a joke that I always had, that I joked that Zangief was not really a bad guy, and I jokingly screamed at all this. And it was made into a small video. Yes, TNT with glasses, which gets revisited in Misfitting Milestone. So I guess that means he has contacts now? Who knows? I mean, the canon of this series, you know, I try to preserve, but sometimes it just doesn't stick. And to think that was actually the first ever video that was animated. Not by me, not by Aku, but it was actually by TNT. So TNT made the first ever Pyromancer video. Animated-wise. So, good on TNT. And now we do the commentary for Mellow is a. And that would be the first time the text actually appears at the bottom, which has become a staple for most of the videos. See, this was based on an actual real-life event, which, as it says right here, based on a less-than-kinda-true event. Mellow was taking a Which Mass Effect Character Are You quiz, and he kept getting an Asari. Meanwhile, the rest of us were pretty much all getting Geth. We just knew, like, with such an ironic event like that, we knew we had to make a small video on it. And by that I mean, I had to make a small video on that, because I thought it'd be really funny. And as he becomes an Asari, he loses the computer voice sound effect. Little detail way back when. Even back when the videos I made were even crappier than usual nowadays. You know, had little details like that.
Oh, come on!
And yes, everyone becomes a different type of Geth.
Didn't you?
I'm not exactly sure, but if one of them was a rocket trooper that was probably just recolored, I think Aku's, that eventually became Mellow's new look, ever since Aggrandized Augmentations, along with the first time we have a stinger after the credits.
Also, may I kindly stop you?
Wait a minute, TNT, you're gay. You're not supposed to be saying that. Are you just confused? What? What's going on? TNT, please respond in the comments. We've come a not very long way, but, you know, maybe a 5% increase, at least on my end. And now for I Have an Army. This is the first time we actually have an intro, with that Pyromancer mask skull for the logo, long until we actually had the commission done that we have our own unique logo, that if we ever do merchandising, well, we'll be able to sell them on t-shirts and cups and all the other stuff, but that would first imply that we would ever be popular enough to ever have that happen, which I find unlikely. This part was half animated by TNT and I. TNT did this part with the very primitive stop-motion walk cycle. This was before the days of stop-motion helper and all that awesome stuff. And I think actually this was before Source Filmmaker. I'm probably dead wrong on that. I'll need to look at the date. I'm probably wrong. And there's no real-life story behind this. It would just thought it'd be funny if Mellow had like an army of TF2 robots and what hijinks they would ensue with. And great English, by the way. You know, I'm a master at linguistics. Me. Notice here how Garth is screaming, but covering his eyes and not his ears. Yes, Aku gave me a lot of crap for that when it first came out. Also, accurate representation. I absolutely hate the Bowman robots. I hate them so much. I haven't played Man vs. Machine in years, but I hate them. Mellow, stop swearing. You can't say the F word anymore. Especially not nowadays. Sometime down the line we started doing censors anytime the F-bomb was dropped. Usually it's funnier than the actual word. Love how his eyeballs swoosh when they move. Really loved using that sound effect a lot. Still do, just not as bad, you know. I've learned to get over that habit. And according to Ellie, he has a Hulk. The TF2 music. Always good. I miss the days when TF2 updated every other month. Nowadays we're lucky to get one every year. Meh. And yes, I don't think this was the first time we actually did that running gag. Of the typical we own nothing thing, I'm just talking to myself at this point. And now for another stinger that TNT made entirely by himself. I animated from the part after he looks at the robot Pyro, and I animated the rest, and TNT took over for this part. That's disgusting. And now for power inconsistency.
God damn it! I need a bladed weapon.
Foreshadowing for TNT. Would be a little while after, but he did eventually get a bladed weapon, Nor'easter, that blue Adventure Time sword thingy. Wonder where he got the idea anyway. Anyways. Take a wild guess on what this is based on. Yes, of course, an old meme, which is really, really old nowadays, considering the age, how long memes tend to age. Yeah, if I vaguely remember, this all started in like a Skype call, where we were discussing what our quote-unquote power levels would be. They wouldn't be anything serious, like, oh, 500 million or some crap like that. It's actually just, you know, random items. Shuga was Acorn, and I was 1.21 gigawatts. I'm not illiterate! Not entirely, at least. Oh, thank you, Cave Johnson.
Alright, who upgraded my scouter to Windows 8?
That's obsolete now. We got Windows 10 these days. Funny how technology flies like that. This was made almost 5 years ago, and now we're on Windows 10. By the way, blue hat, blue helmet, Shugo. Really blue helmet. And now, finally, for preoccupation, procrastination. We count this one as a misadventure, despite it being about 2 seconds below the limit needed for Minnie and Missa, but we don't really care, because it has more of a solid plot element, if you could call it that, so we keep it as a misadventure, despite it technically being a mini. And yes, as with all the other minis, this is based on real-life stuff, how I often nag the hell out of people to help working on videos, because sometimes I can't do these things by myself, and yeah. Sadly, this problem still persists to this day. Damn.
At the same time?
At the same time!
At the same time. See, TNT and I actually know each other in real life. We went to high school together, and whenever we meet up in real life to go see a movie or whatever, we often do still reference to this day, at the same time! So, yeah. My sister's fiancé even references that a lot. That's probably his favorite joke of the series so far. You know, random life into stars, reality, and family and all that stuff. The more you know, the more you can stalk me. And poor Shugo, still traumatized from Reginald from the last one that was made. After this, a familiar feeling. Oh god, Shugo, you're naked! Yeah, that was actually a joke we were gonna try and make in this video, like, a sensor bar over, like, his whole body except for his head, but I had his head tilted in such a weird way that I couldn't make the joke properly, but that would have been funny. Maybe in a future video I can remember that gag and use it. And Light remains monotone and creepy as always, while reading the paper, outside.
Hey, Ryo.
No!
This is the first time Ryo actually speaks.
Hey,
I'm at work, you idiot.
In a video. No! And you'll notice the ending of this video opens to the beginning of Enter the Creator, where I'm still in the bed waiting around for something to happen. So, yes, this video and Enter the Creator take place on the same day, so there's a bit of trivia for you. It's all connected, all continuity. Yeah, continuity. Well, actually, to be honest, I do try to keep continuity within the series. I like to think I do pretty well, but every once in a while there's a slip-up, and I have to patch up that plot hole. That picture of Garth right there was actually made as a birthday image for him. I forget which number birthday he was having. I think like his 21st, I think?
Doctor Who?
Ah, yes. This remains one of my favorite post-credits stingers. Just for one reason. Long-necked TNT! Long-necked multitasking TNT of justice and ice. Little jokes like that. And that's all for this one-man commentary. Thank you all for watching if you're not bored to death by this point. Sorry there aren't other people commentating, but it's actually really late right now, and I wanted to get this video done before the end of January, and it seems everyone else was super busy with everything for the next, like, 3-4 days. So I wouldn't have time otherwise, so I realized, wait, I could just do the commentary myself for these small, short, insignificant videos. Yeah. Well, the next video I want to do a commentary on, Enter the Creator, will definitely have more than one person. Hopefully I can get Ellie himself to do the commentary with me, because he's kind of his debut video, you know? Kind of important. Alright, thank you all for watching, and the next animation, which I'm not going to say the name of, will hopefully be out early mid-February. Maybe, maybe not. It all depends on outside sources beyond my control. Okay, bye.